It's not the strongest that survive, it's those most adaptable to change. So if you want to pick a time that's the best in history to become a millionaire in 2 years, it is now.
What's step one for me?
First, you've got to...
Can anyone be a millionaire in 2 years? Really?
Anyone can, most people won't. Anyone can. Here's why. Because all human beings are born with the ability to learn. There is not a human being that doesn't have the ability to learn. Even people who might have physical or mental disability, they can still learn. If you can learn, you can earn. And when we're all born, I don't see any scientific evidence. It's like, oh, you've got the basketball professional gene. You've got the e-commerce millionaire gene. You've got the crypto investing genius gene. Those genes, unless science has changed, they're not born onto you. You're born with a malleable, curious mind that can learn. So anyone can be a millionaire in 2 years. By the way, it used to take 10, but there are people becoming millionaires at 18 and billionaires at 21 now. So if you want to pick a time that's the best in history to become a millionaire in 2 years, it is now.
What's step one for me to become a millionaire in 2 years?
First, you've got to set the goal, and this is important. $1 million sounds like a lot, but when you break it down, it's actually not. I'll prove it. Get your calculator out, get your phone. Yeah, I'm glad you haven't got one of those old school calculators. Right, so what's 365 times 2?
730.
Yeah, so that's the amount of days in 2 years.
Right.
Now you're going to do 1 million divided by 730.
£1,369.
Right. So you only have to make £1,369 a day. When you break it down like that, that's a lot more possible. You could sell one product a day for 1,400 quid. You could easily sell a course for 1,400 quid, and it could be an online course, and you only have to sell one a day for 2 years, and you made £1 million. So that's how we're going to break it down. Now, some critics might say, yeah, but that's gross and not net. But when you start, you should have a high net profit margin. You could probably have a 30 to 50% net profit margin. So you're just going to times that by the gross profit. So if you need to make twice as much as that gross to get your net million, that's what you got to work out. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is figure out what your business is and how you can be valuable to enough people that will buy your stuff that can make you £1 million.
But what if I am, a 19-year-old, I've got no experience, I've just come out of school?
Well, you've got passion, enthusiasm. You know how 19-year-olds think. You've got some interest. Maybe you're better at gaming. Maybe you're good with crypto. Maybe you have information which can really help people under the age of 21, because actually you know more about 21-year-olds than 45-year-olds like me. Now, there's many types of businesses to start. You could have a product with e-commerce. You could have a service, or you could sell information. And if you want to cut to the chase and go the fastest way, I recommend selling information. Because information, no stock, no premises, no staff, no loans, no fixed cost overhead. The speed at which you can start an information product or business, you could do it in 24 or 48 hours. And you don't have to rely on footfall or supply chain or local buyers. The internet and social media is your customer base across the world. So package what you know, package what you already know into cash flow, content into cash flow, ideas into income.
Okay, so I've found my passion, the thing that I want to do. It's either information, service, product. That makes sense. Now what do I do?
Number 3 is package it in a way that people will buy it. So packaging is it an online course? Is it a membership site? Is it podcasts with a sponsor? You're the expert at that. You have the podcaster's podcast. Is it mentoring? Is it a mastermind? Do you do audits for people? Could you become an agency? And I'm saying those quite quick, but there's 7 ways just there. Write a book. There's 8 ways there of packaging information that makes it saleable. But also, if you just put your own uniqueness in, if people like me or like Grant Cardone or like Alex or Mosey or like, whoever you might think of in this niche, we all have a different style, a different personality. We're all unique in our own way. You know, I wear these ridiculous Alexander McQueens, and Alex Hormozy put something ridiculous on his nose just because he was. So, you know, I'm British, they're American. They have, you know, Grant got very political, you know, really backed Trump. You know, I go against the bank. So the point is, anyone watching and listening, you can copy the influencers, the creators, the millionaires and billionaires like us, and you can package it 8 or 10 ways, but you honor your own uniqueness and you add your own personality in. So step 3 is package it in a way that it's saleable, but add a bit of you-ness to it.
So what's next?
Number 4 is you've got to make it profitable and scalable. So from here, let's take something and run with it. So up until now, there's 20 or 30 options that everyone could explore. Let's imagine people are going to start a membership site. And I choose membership sites because that's the easiest one for anyone to launch. And if you had a gun to my head, Rob, you've got 30 days to make 10 grand a month. I reckon launching a membership site, I reckon I could take a newbie. I reckon I could take someone who can barely use the internet. And I reckon I could mentor them to 10 grand a month within 30 days with a membership site. Because you don't have to get that many members at £10 a month or £30 a month. And it's very easy to get members to pay 10 or 30, much easier than 1,300 quid. And you just, well, let's do the maths. What is 10 grand divided by 30?
333.
Right. So you need 333 members at £30 a month. Bearing in mind, Andrew Tate's Real World is $50 a month. So that it's less than that. So you only need 333 members to get 10 grand a month. Divide that by 30, which is a rough number of days in a month.
11.1.
You only need 11 new members a day. Now, if you post on Instagram stories twice a day, your Instagram feed twice a day, Facebook twice a day, you put a call to action in a YouTube video, in a podcast, you do 3 TikToks a day, LinkedIn post, there's dozens of ways. So if you if you do 11 posts a day across different social media, you only need 1 member per day, per platform for 30 days and you've hit 10 grand a month. And it's not 10 grand in the month, it's 10 grand every single month because it's recurring income. So when I said anyone can do this, I fucking meant it. Okay, right. Number 5. Sorry, I'm doing your job.
What's number 5?
Always do more than you're paid to do, which means if you charge £30 a month, give £50 a month worth of value, people will happily pay it. It's not price, it's value. You like nice watches? Show me your watch. Rolex? 10 grand?
10 grand.
10 grand. But why didn't you just get a Casio for 50 quid or a G-Shock, you know, for what are they, 200 now? Because actually, do you know a G-Shock tells better time than that? Why have you got a 10 grand Rolex when a £200 watch will tell better time? In fact, get your phone out.
Yeah.
Get your phone out.
The time's pretty good on this one.
Does the phone tell? Oh, look,
Fuck.
121. So you've got a 10 grand thing on your wrist that you don't need. That's proof that people don't pay based on price. They pay based on perceived value. Now, people think people pay based on price. They don't. Ones who are a bit more educated think people pay based on value. They don't, because that's not worth 10 grand. It's perceived value. This one, I don't mean to trump you here, Kane.
Go on.
But this one's not one of my more expensive ones, but this one's about 30 grand.
This was the cheap one that you lost for 2 years and found it.
Yeah, I'd lost this for 2 years. I was upset because actually, I think this is a better watch than a lot of the newer APs that are like 100 grand. I really like it. Most people don't have this one or know this one. And yeah, I just lost it. And then because I had so many pounds and 50p's in my drawer, I probably had like 5 grand's worth of coins in there. And one day I just pulled out the drawer, poured all the coins down to get my kids to count them up. I was going to give them 10% to count all the money. And this watch fell out of the back of the drawer. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. But this is worth about the same as that. That cost you 10 grand. This is worth about 30. But in reality, the cost to make these things, few hundred quid.
Yeah.
But you believe you're getting 10 grams worth of value, otherwise you wouldn't buy it. I believe I'm getting 30 grams worth of value, otherwise I wouldn't buy it. Actually, I paid 20 grand for this and that's worth 30. So that's one of the reasons I bought it. So people will pay for value. So if you're sitting there going, oh, no one's going to pay £30 for my membership site, they are if they think it's worth 50 or 100 to them. So people will say to me all the time, oh, but my customers can't afford it, or 18-year-olds can't afford it. Well, 18-year-olds can afford it because they haven't got a mortgage and they haven't got a divorce and they haven't got car loans. So actually they have got the money and everyone's got the money for what they deem is important to them.
Well, even an 18-year-old would spend 50 quid on a Saturday night out. Taxi, entry, couple drinks, kebab.
That's probably 70 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's most Saturdays they'll do that.
Yeah. And Fridays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So why'd you pay 10 grand for a watch? Be honest. Honest.
I always wanted one.
Why? Why do you want a Rolex? Because you the phone tells the time.
Yeah, it's a
Status?
It is a status thing, association with the brand.
Yeah.
The feeling that's meant to give you.
Right, pause. What you've just said there, this should be a moment where everyone should stop what they're doing and take note, and I'm speaking slowly on purpose. You just said it's the feeling it gives you. People buy Rolexes and APs and Lamborghinis and Alexander McQueens for the feeling, how it makes us feel. So don't just inform people, surprise them, even entertain them a bit. Give them something valuable and make them feel either better, happier, that they're progressing, that they're inspired, that they've got opportunity, and they will pay you money hand over fist. We're all paying for feelings. Very profound. And thanks for being honest, by the way, because most people won't admit that. You know, I wear McQueen. This shirt was 1,500 quid. And I'm going to get a load of hate now.
You're
I know.
so rich.
And I buy it because of how it makes me feel.
Feel like a superhero when you're on stage wearing McQueen.
It just makes me feel unique. Like the story of McQueen is very unique. And I connect to the brand on that level. By the way, I didn't pay 1,500 quid for this, just in case, for the haters. But I certainly paid a lot. But I feel like an individual. Now, when I was at school, I didn't feel like an individual. I was the fat kid at school. I never got any attention. And yes, I'll admit, I'm getting 1,500 quid shirts so I can feel noticed and valuable and important. But everyone wants to be noticed and valued and important. And some people say, oh, no, not me. For what you're good at, you do. It's a human need to be loved. And by the way, if you get loved by loads of people going, I subscribe to Rob.team or your membership site and it's fucking great and it's really helping me, that's the best way to be loved, i.e. help people and be valuable.
And get paid doing it.
And get paid doing it. Okay, so always do more than you're paid to do. If you're paid £10 a month, give £20 worth of value. If you're paid $50 a month, give $100 of value. And the next one, the second part of this, is don't just teach them what they need now, teach them what they're going to need next. If you're employed, don't just do the job you've got. Do parts of the job that will give you career progression. I remember, I think it was Zig Ziglar or Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, the old school, old school personal development guys. Always do more than you're paid to do, and always do the job you want, not just the job you've got. So even if you're washing cars, if you get paid to do the outside, do the inside as well. If you're doing the garden, trim the flower beds and weed just if you were asked to do the lawn. The only way you're going to get paid more is if you do more. But everyone's like, oh, I want to be paid more first and then I'll do more. Well, I don't trust you. And why should I? But if you do more, I'll pay you more. And then you've taught me that you'll do more and I'll keep paying you more. Oh, and I'll give you a job next week and a week after, week after. Oh, you've washed one of my cars and you did a good job and you did more. You can wash the other 6 in the garage that you didn't even know I had. That is how money works.
Boom. What's next?
What is next is number 6. You've got to evolve your product and service over time. So a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to get perfect. I want to get it really good. I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. I want to make sure I've got experience. I don't want to be an imposter. I don't want to get found out. And they spend a month, a year, 10 years f***ing about never starting. What if you're doing a membership site and you start content today, in 3 years, your content will be different. Because do you remember the metaverse? I mean, do you remember NFTs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So already cryptos have evolved. Cryptos, NFTs, metaverse, and now AI. And that was what? I mean, I launched my NFTs 3 years ago. I mean, that's fast. So Start Now, Get Perfect Later. I wrote a book on it called Start Now, Get Perfect Later. And know that what you're doing in a few years probably won't be the same now. So therefore start. And then as people are like AI, partner up with someone, look into it, go and learn the basics. I mean, no sooner have we got used to ChatGPT. Everyone's talking about, what's that one that you talked about? Perplexity. So we thought ChatGPT was everything. And now it's Perplexity, apparently. And then it'll be, what's Elon's one? Grok. And like, everything's like water. If you watch how water flows, that's how you've got to be. It's not the strongest that survive. It's those most adaptable to change.
So was the point evolution over revolution?
Yeah. Revolution is fine, but you get revolution every 10, 15, 20 years, disruption. You get an Amazon every 20 years. You get a Facebook every 20 years. But if you start now and evolve and get 1% better a day or 1% better a week, or just add a little bit more, just add another module on your membership site, just add another module. It's like Porsche. So the Porsche 911 Turbo S beats everything. We have one. 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds for a car that we paid 119 grand for. There's cars that are £1 million that are slower. There's Aston Martins that are £2 million that are slower. That Porsche has got 1-2% better every few months, every year. Every new edition is just slightly better. And you accelerate and exaggerate over the time, and it becomes huge. So start your membership site now, put an hour in a week, get 1% better every week, and bang, in a year or 2 or 3 years, you've got the best content on the internet in your niche.
What's next?
Okay, number 7 is make, then manage, then multiply, then maintain your money.
4 M's.
Yeah, the 4 M's, which I wrote about this in Money Matrix. People always ask me, hey, Rob, how do I make money? And the actual answer is, it depends where you're at, what stage you're in. So if you're absolutely broke, you've got to make it. If you're making some, you've got to manage what you've got better to make more. If you're making all right, you might want to exponentially multiply it. And then if you're making a lot, you're going to want to preserve and protect, maintain it. So anyone watching is going to fall into either kind of a bit broke, or I want to start a side hustle. I need to get to my first 10 grand a month or my first million. Some people might be making good money, but not managing it very well. Some people might be making decent money and managing it, but they want to go 10x. You know, they want to go from 100 grand to a million, or a million to 10 million. And some people might be making 10 million and be like, interest rates, inflation, the governments, the central banks, how do I protect it? So depending on where you're at and what you need is where you'll need to focus your time and energy.
What's next on the list?
Stage 8, you've got to evolve your high value tasks and delegate all your low value tasks. I wrote about this in my book, Life Leverage. So HVTs are high value tasks, IGTs are income generating tasks, and LVTs are low value tasks. Basically, the way to have a fulfilling life and get rich, if you want the formulaic system, it is to find something that you like and value doing that gives you purpose. You perform all the high value income generating tasks towards that mission, and you delegate and outsource all the low value tasks. That's a formula for becoming rich and living an inspired life. And a lot of people say, that you can either be rich or happy. No, you can be rich and happy. Because by the way, you can be broke and unhappy. So being rich doesn't mean you're going to be unhappy. I'm pretty happy and I'm very rich. And I know a lot of billionaires who are very happy. You met one this weekend. Pretty happy guy, pretty family-centered guy. Was treating everyone really well. You talked to him behind the scenes. Owns fucking most of Heathrow. 2.5 billion of real estate. Owns 3,000 hotel rooms. Owns a 65-acre plot of land at Heathrow that the airport are trying to get off him. I mean, that I'm guessing that plot of land must be worth $1 billion. And yet, he wasn't unhappy. He wasn't angry. He wasn't, a thief. He was a pretty chill, relaxed guy. So this is the bullshit that society gives you. You can be rich or happy. Nonsense. Find a meaningful purpose, create a product or service that you love to build, charge people handsomely for it, make a fair profit. You spend more time on high value tasks and delegate everything else. Job done. That's how you get rich. Okay, right. Number 9, technical here. Follow my 2 my formulas for becoming rich. So my formula for wealth is perceived value plus fair exchange times leverage. My formula for riches is inflation plus X times leverage times compounding. Now, the formula for wealth, perceived value plus fair exchange times leverage, is detailed in my book, Money Matrix. I'll cover it in basics here, but we're going into a lot of detail. But in my book, Money Matrix, I update my original formula. This formula is my formula. No one else has come up with this formula. I believe it's an unbreakable formula. I believe it's as unbreakable as quantum physics or the laws of the universe. And by the way, you can try and disprove the formula if you want. Now, my formula for riches has not been written in any book. It's hot off the press. Inflation plus X times leverage times compounding. So you can choose which one should we discuss first.
This second one, because this is new.
Okay.
The riches.
So if you want to get rich, do you know what the fundamental first thing you have to do is? You have to beat inflation.
Of course.
People don't think about that. But to beat inflation, you have to know what inflation is. But the government, the central banks and the media, they make you believe inflation is less than it is. Let me ask you this, you, Kane, and everyone. How much do you think your living expenses has gone up since lockdown?
A lot. I don't know as a percentage, but a jump.
Okay, well, inflation has been nearly 30% since lockdown. Now, you know when the government will say, oh, inflation is 2.7%. Do you know some people think that means inflation is going down because it was 3% last quarter? Inflation never goes down because inflation goes up. So 3% inflation from 3.3 means it's slowing down how fast it's going up. But it's still going up. But the way it's sold to you through politicians and media is that it's going down. No, it's only going down when you have negative inflation or deflation. And deflation has its other problems. So if the government say to you inflation is 3, assume it's 6. Because the governments and central banks have a reason for you not to know the truth. And go back since lockdown, it's 30%. Now, not 30% a year, 30% in total, i.e. across everything you buy and you spend on, you've got 30% less spending power. Your dollar is 70 cents now, your pound is 70 pence now. In 4 fucking years, your money has gone down by a third. And if anyone's watching going, I don't know this, of course, because if the central banks, governments and media just told you this, you'd be like, that's a fucking con, what the fuck? You'd be on the streets. So, rule number 1 to get rich, you've got to beat inflation. So that's what inflation plus X means. If you're inflation plus 1%, it's going to be slower to get rich than if you're inflation plus 3%. Okay, so assume inflation, assume 5 or 6%. So 5 or 6% means a net zero increase for you. That's why you've got to put your prices up. Well, Rolex put their prices up 8% a year. And they beat inflation and make a bit of profit each time. Okay, so then leverage. So leverage is how many purchases, how many customers, how many units sold. Let's say you're an artisan watchmaker. I love artisan bespoke watchmakers. Roger Smith, or I'm actually meeting the owner of a new watch brand called William Wood, and they convert old hose material into the straps because they think that firefighters are, they deliver a meaningful mission, and they've got this concept. And so I'm meeting the founder of that watch brand. Now, William Wood might make a $5,000 watch and might make $2,000 profit. But if they sell 100 units, they're going to make 200 grand. If they sold 1 billion units, They're going to make 200 billion or whatever, the 2 trillion or whatever. So the leverage is how many customers, how much reach, how many followers, how many units sold, what's your profit margin? That's leverage. And then C is compounding, over how long. So let's say you have a high margin product and you make 1,000 per unit, but you only sell 2. There's no leverage. Let's say you have 1,000 net profit and in year 1 you sell 30. In year 2 you sell 50, but in year 3 you sell 10, and year 4 you sell 5, and in year 5 you give up. So that's where it takes 10 years to become an overnight success comes from. Anyone can go to the gym once. Can everyone go 5 times a week for 10 years straight, not missing a session? And the longer you do it, the bigger it builds. Okay, the formula for wealth is perceived value plus fair exchange times leverage. Right, take your watch off. I'll take mine off.
Don't do this in Peterborough normally.
I'll take mine off. Okay, right. So in my old formula for wealth, I put value plus exchange times leverage. In my new formula for wealth, I've added perceived to the value and fair to the exchange. And leverage is the same. So perceived value plus fair exchange times leverage. So actual value of that, like to make it, a few £100.
Yeah.
What you can get for it now, maybe 10 grand. What it might be worth in 30 years, maybe 30 grand. So there's different definitions of value. You perceived that thing that cost a few £100 to make was worth 10 grand to you. That's what you perceived. In fact, do you know Dior make a handbag that they charge over $3,000 for that cost them $57 to make? So you perceive it's worth 10 grand and Rolex have charged you 10 grand and you're happy to pay 10 grand and they might make 3 grand out of that 10 grand. So the perceived value is 10 grand and the fair exchange is you think you've got 10 grand's worth of value, maybe it'll be worth more. So you perceive more than 10 grand's worth of value. And Rolex think, me making 3 grand out of each one of those, and they sell 1 million a year of those. So that's 300 million, but some of their watches, they make a lot more margin than that. They might, I don't know what Rolex make. Have a look. What's Rolex profit a year? I mean, I think that Rolex are actually a charity.
So it's 10 billion in revenue.
10 billion of shit.
Jesus.
10 billion. Yeah. I think that, so they make 1 million watches.
Yeah, 1.24 last year.
So what's 10 billion divided by 1.24 million?
£8,064.
Right, yeah. So Rolex make £8,064 net profit per watch, and you'll happily let them make that profit per watch you buy. Why? Because you think you're getting more than that in value. Otherwise, you wouldn't pay that.
Yep.
Right. So that's perceived value is you perceive that it's worth 10 grand or more. Fair exchange is you're happy to pay it and they're happy to charge it and make their 8 odd grand per watch. And then leverage is the 1.2 million they sell.
Right.
If they sold 100, they can't scale it. Now, they couldn't sell 1 billion, otherwise they'd ruin their brand. So that they are the formula for wealth and riches.
What's number 10?
Number 10 is reinvest the money you make and then do a bit to help others. So whether that's tithe or give back or set up a charity or become a mentor, it humanly feels really good to give back. It feels great to give money. It feels probably even better to help people. This is why we do this. We'll make money out of it, but we'll also help people from it. I know a lot of people in crypto that are making money and they're not reinvesting it. In fact, I know people who've made 10 million and lost it, made 100 million and lost it, and still they're saying, I'm 98% in crypto, I'm 100% in crypto. That's just dumb. That is just dumb. So when you make money, you need to draw some of it, save the tax, reinvest the profits into different asset classes that, watches don't make income, crypto doesn't make income, so you might want to make money in these and then invest into assets that make income, like stock market or like property. But it's really important to give back. And I'm not saying this because, I'm all about philanthropy and charity. I have the Rob Moore Foundation. I have definitely donated more than £1 million in my career, and I mentor a lot of people. It's just, how are our next generation going to survive and thrive in this world without us helping and giving back? And it feels really fucking good.
Talking of giving back, here's something we can do. I'm going to throw on you now. Maybe if people comment their business idea, we do a workshop one of these episodes where you build out their 2-year plan.
I will happily, number one, do an episode going through everyone's niche and showing you that whatever niche you've got, it works. Because people might be like, oh, well, my industry doesn't work. We have a client called Claire who's an alpaca vet. And she did 135 grand in extra sales a year in our inner circle as an alpaca vet. Most people don't even know what that animal is. I didn't know what that animal was. And she made an extra 135 grand a year teaching other alpaca owners and alpaca vets. So I challenge anyone to put your niche in the comments. And if anyone's really stuck, I don't mind doing an episode where you can read out all the niches. I don't mind doing that. And great. I don't mind building out a step-by-step plan for, one or more of the commenters for their specific business.
Boom. Thank you, Rob.
All right. And remember, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything.
You've worked hard your whole life, built savings, maybe even bought property. But when it comes to stocks, you hold back. Because deep down, there's that fear. What if I lose it all? What if it's just another scam? Honestly, day trading probably isn't going to work for you. But investing is different. You're smart enough to know saving alone isn't enough to build the best future for your family. But investing in stocks can feel overwhelming. That's not your fault. School never taught us how to do this. I'm Ben Knight, and over the last decade, I've been investing successfully and consistently in the stock market. And I've taught hundreds of people my step-by-step strategy that takes less than 5 minutes a day. Now, I want to show you how to do this too. That's why I created my free online masterclass. And if you're serious about building wealth for you and your family, you need to be there. Seats fill up fast, so don't miss this. To secure your free space, go right now to www.thetradetribe.com and I'll see you there live.